Here.
Here.
Conflict of interest statements?
No.
No. Item 4, approval of the minutes of the meetings of June 1st, June 8th, June 15th, June 22nd, and June 29th of 2017.
I recommend to approve the minutes for June 1st, June 8th, June 15th, June 22nd, and June 29th, 2017.
I concur. Item 5, correspondence. Item A, correspondence received from 3rd District Councilman Anthony Higgs requesting $455,771.62 of gaming funds be allocated for the reconstruction of Road Avenue between Becker Street and Carroll Street.
I recommend we approve the councilman's request.
Concur. Item B, contract with Walsh and Kelly for Road Avenue reconstruction, Becker Street to Carroll Street. I'm guessing it's the same as this one. $455,771.62.
I recommend we approve the contract with Walsh and Kelly.
I concur. Item C, a change order number 1 received from First Group Engineering for the Homan Avenue pavement reconstruction project, Hoffman Street to Hune. And that is for $6,435.
I recommend that we approve the change order with First Group.
I concur. Item D, bid recommendation received from First Group Engineering for 165th Street reconstruction project. The low bidder was Reith Riley Construction. However, their bid proposal was incomplete, lacking 3 items. Looks like they're recommending that they review a certain document that believe that the items that were omitted were minor enough to allow for the award to be given to Reith Riley. Do we have a motion approving that bid award?
I recommend we approve the bid recommendation.
I concur. Item E, correspondence received from Mr. Brian Poland, Director of Planning, regarding the Westlake Memorial addition to the City of Hammond. Take action on this?
No.
No.
I just
Okay.
I recommend we accept the information from Mr. Poland.
I concur. Item F, correspondence received from Chief of Police John Doty requesting that Stephen Ross be appointed as a probation member of the Hammond Police Department effective July 27th, 2017. Officer Marcus May be promoted to the rank of sergeant effective July 18th, 2017. Officer Zachary Groen be promoted to the rank of 3rd class officer, and Officer Ryan Zurich, Officer Gabriel Nava, and Officer Albert Hewlett receive FTO specialty pay effective July 12th, 2017.
I recommend we approve the police chief's request.
I concur. Item G, correspondence received from Fire Chief Jeffrey Smith requesting Brian Williams, Eric Mays, Ryan Balco, and Michael Kearney be promoted from probationary firefighter to private firefighter effective July 27th, 2017.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that last firefighter's name, please?
Kearney?
Okay.
Did I say it wrong?
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay.
I recommend we approve the fire chief's recommendations.
Okay, I concur. Item H, status of repair 4401- through 4403 Sheffield Avenue, 4407 Sheffield Avenue, and 4409 through 4411 Sheffield Avenue.
We have agreed to continue this. We're going to do an inspection, find out the status, and make sure that it's been being done from the minute. I think it's September 14th. During Sorge.
He was here, he left.
Okay, want to make a motion?
Yeah, I recommend we set this over for status September 14th.
I concur. Item I, rental registration hearing on property located at 2313th, 169th Street, and 2315, 169th Street.
I recommend we set this for September 14th also. We've got a collection letter from Susan Sursick. I believe they're going to settle with them, and we'll certainly have status at that point.
Same attorney, right?
Same attorney.
George? I recommend we set this over for status September 14th.
I concur. Item J, rental registration hearing on property located at 2838 Kenwood.
I Marcus Harlan, my home address is 1618 Holman Drive. The property in mention is 2838 Kenwood.
And what we have here is one unit, and he owes for 2016 and 17. Can you explain why?
Oh, yeah. Due to an oversight, my mail was going to my ex's house, and subsequently some of the mail was being thrown away. I was doing some work on the front door, noticed the sticker wasn't there, and I go, I haven't seen the registration for a while, so I came in on my own volition to clear it up and make sure I was, you know.
So the address that we have on file is 10138 Idlewild Lane, Highland.
That was my old address.
That's
correct.
your old address.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, after this, I want to get you an
Oh,
address.
yeah.
Any issues with the property?
I recommend we'll waive the late fee, but you will have to register the units for 2016 and 17 at a cost of $5 for each year.
I concur. Thank you. Item K, rental registration hearing on property located at 1134 Wilcox Street.
Please state your name, Mayor.
Good morning, Dwayne Washington, address 414 Vernon Avenue, East Chicago.
Okay, what we have here is a single-family home. It used to be a two-unit, but Board of Works a few years ago was confirmed that it was a single-family home. He did register. The only thing he owes is for 2017.
What happened in 17, sir?
At the end of 2016, the current, well, the previous tenant had moved out, and because I needed to do some work to it, I had not done any type of renovations to it, so it was empty up until the middle of April. So it was somewhat of an oversight on my end, just simply because, I mean, there was no activity going on in the building. I do have my lease, I guess, if you will, to kind of prove that, you know, that they do, you know.
For the new
move
tenant?
in. Yes.
Anything else? No? Okay.
What kind of work were you doing?
I was putting in some drywall. I put in a new ceiling.
Stuff like that needs permits. Okay, and we'll talk about that afterwards.
Okay.
In this case, we're just looking for a rental registration for 2017.
Okay.
One unit.
Waive the late fee, you will have to register a unit for this year, 2017, at a cost of $5.
I concur.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Item L, correspondence received requesting rental registration hearings.
Is there another one?
It's only 3.
I recommend we set these aside for August 24th hearings.
I concur. Item M, notice of violation on property located at 10 Rimbach Street. I believe this one was going to be set for status on August 17th.
Correct.
Is that correct? Do we need to take action on that? I'll just make a motion.
I would just recommend that we move to the 17th.
I concur.
Thank you.
Item N, notice of violation on property located at 435 through 437 165th Street.
Good morning.
Morning.
Asking for the removal of a first floor apartment along with 3 bedrooms in the basement. There were no permits to ever create an apartment, which is the first floor was split right down the middle and, you know, created 2 units in the basement. There was one room, I believe, which is on page 3 or 4, had an exit door of 5 foot, and you know you need 6'8", and then also there's a ceiling height, which the other 2 rooms in the basement had 6'8" ceiling height, and you need 7.
You said how many bedrooms are in the
There was 3.
Really?
Yeah. There's one, if you look, I think it's done the one that, it's a little crack, and one door is just,
Yeah, there's, one room was actually separated.
looks like a closet door or something, but it's actually a bedroom, so.
It was actually, one of them was actually like a partition, they just set up a chute, so,
And how many exits? Just one?
just one.
One, yeah. So asking removal of those and to be converted back to a single-family home.
I recommend that we approve the findings for 435, 37, 165th Street.
I concur. Thank you. Item O, agreement to purchase real estate located at 5953 Birch Avenue.
This is a property that was on the demolition list. The owners of the property have agreed to enter into a written rehabilitation agreement, and I would ask the board to please approve that agreement.
I recommend we approve the rehab agreement for 5953 Birch.
Purchase agreement.
Purchase agreement, sorry.
I concur. Item P, order to rescind order to demolish property located at 927 Bowers Street.
This is a property that has reached substantial compliance, and we're just going to remove it from the demolition list. I'm asking you to please approve the order to rescind so we can record it on the property and give them clean title.
I recommend approve the order to rescind.
I concur. Item Q, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 7149 Ontario Avenue, the first extension.
This is a property that's also on the demolition list. The original rehab agreement expired July 13th, and so he's just asking for an extension. There has been some work done.
I recommend we approve the extension.
I concur. Item R, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 505 Highland Street, First Amendment.
That's that property that's down that way, over there on Highland Street.
Oh, on the corner.
All right, on the corner there. They're working on it. I mean, it's a little slow, but they are working on it, and so we're asking you to please extend the agreement to rehabilitate.
I recommend we approve the agreement.
I concur. Item S, service agreement with Comcast to install internet access and telephone service at the Gene Shepherd Community Center. Okay.
I recommend we approve the service agreement with Comcast, Gene Shepherd.
I concur. Item T, service agreement with Comcast to install internet access and telephone services at animal control.
Recommend we approve the service agreement for animal control.
I concur. Item U, service agreement with Comcast to install internet access at Fire Station 8.
By all means, I approve the service agreement with Comcast for the new fire station number 8.
I concur. Item V, license agreement renewal for groundwater testing at the former Clark Retail Station, number 1171, 1849 Calumet Avenue.
I recommend we approve the license agreement renewal.
I concur. Item W, notice to owners of affected property at 1924 Calumet Avenue.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is us. The board, it took me a minute. This is the BZA. There is a new business, DaVita, that's doing some work. The city of Hammond is an adjoining, well, a property owner within 300 feet. And so this is just notice to the board that there's going to be a change of zoning.
No action needed?
No action needed.
Thank you. Item X, correspondence received from Mr. Gary Gleason, Director of Public Works, advising Councilman Emerson has requested a truck route from Locust Street to Harrison Avenue North to 165th Street.
Ms. Vice President, I would ask that engineering gets an opportunity to review the request as well, if you could, please.
Oh, for the truck route? Dean?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to make a motion to send it to engineering for review?
I'll recommend that we also send correspondence to the engineering department for their review as well.
I concur. Item Y, correspondence received from 3rd District Councilman Anthony W. Higgs requesting $5,000 be allocated from gaming funds to be used for park activities and improvements.
I recommend we approve the councilman's request.
I concur. Item Z, correspondence received from 2nd District Councilman Pedro Torres requesting $25,000 be allocated from gaming funds to be used for park activities and improvements.
I recommend we approve the councilman's request.
I concur. Item AA, correspondence received from 5th District Councilman Dave Warple requesting $25,000 of gaming funds to be used for park activities and improvements.
Recommend we approve the councilman's request as well.
I concur. Item BB, correspondence received from 6th District Councilman Scott Rakos requesting $20,000 of gaming funds to be used for park activities and improvements.
Recommend we approve councilman's request.
I concur. Item CC, correspondence received from the Whiting-Robertsdale Chamber of Commerce requesting temporary street closures and parking bans for the 24th Annual Pierogi Fest Parade, Friday, July 28th, 2017, beginning at 7 p.m. Is this the same route that they've always used?
Yes, and just, they close it at 6 o'clock, or we do, EMA does. That's, parade starts at 7.
It says it says beginning at 7 p.m.
Yeah,
so.
You start closing them at 6?
Yeah, because they start lining up, so yes. Yeah.
Okay, I recommend that we approve the street closures for the Pierogi Fest.
I concur. Item double D, correspondence received from Councilman Robert Markovich requesting no parking on 119th Street from Calumet to Atchison Avenue during the Pierogi Fest Parade.
John, has this happened before that you know of?
I'm
No?
aware of it. Maybe Gary is aware, I don't know. We have a parade now, so I'm not aware of that.
When's that? It starts
It
tomorrow,
starts
right?
tomorrow.
That's a long stretch, too.
I don't remember putting up signs when I was over there.
It looks like it was noted at the bottom of this letter and
It is.
shows that Gary was copied on it, but
We didn't have a meeting last week, so maybe he already knows about it, but we should definitely make sure he gets it today.
okay. I want to make a recommendation, we submit it to Public Works for review.
I recommend that we send it to Public Works for review today.
I concur. Item double E, correspondence received from Mr. Humberto Prado, Tapper Avenue, requesting street closure on Saturday, August 5th, 2017, from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. for the Taste of Tapper.
I think he's done this before, I believe. When's this? Oh, next week. I'll recommend we approve the closure with PD approval.
Main Street.
Pardon me?
Main Street.
And street.
I concur.
PD and streets.
Item double F, correspondence received from Mr. Joseph Bartolomucci, the third, lodging a complaint against Driveline Automotive, 4905 Columbia Avenue.
It's a good read. Oh, I did.
Do I need to do something?
Pardon me?
Is that something that will be coming to code enforcement or inspection?
I don't think I saw.
After reading that, it sounds like it's a dispute between a customer and the individual running the business. He's just making us aware of what happened.
No.
What it seems like to me.
Maybe we should refer that to legal aid, because it's, tall grass and cars parking.
No, it has to do with automotive work that he was promised to have done, and it didn't come out the way he had liked, and there was a dispute about the bill. He's just making us aware of the business and their practices.
Do we have a, did we confirm that they have a valid business license?
That we haven't done yet, maybe after the meeting we can check.
Okay.
4905 Columbia Avenue.
All right, so
I think it's
no
just,
action needed.
I wouldn't think there was any action from us needed on that.
Okay. Item double G, garage sale permit submitted for approval.
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
bunch.
boy.
I looked at them all yesterday, though.
Yeah, no new ones from yesterday?
I looked at them yesterday, unless any come in today. There was, I just had a question on one, now I can't think of what it was. They didn't have the times or the date ranges. But, yeah, half of them I did last week.
Okay.
I recommend we approve the garage sale permits.
I concur. Item 6, matters from board members.
No.
None. Item 7, matters from other department heads and their representatives. Mr. Button.
As a matter of record, the engineering department has received correspondence from BP Pipelines North America, who is intending to build 2 test stations on Indianapolis Boulevard, one at 165th on the northbound, on the right-hand northbound lane. I'm going to submit this to you as a matter of record. And one at just north of the Norfolk Southern Railroad tracks, which is just north of Smith Auto Body. They are doing lane restrictions, and this is a state highway, so they've gone through NDOT for their lane restrictions, but I just wanted the Board of Public Works to be aware of that. Correspondence was submitted to Stan, dated July 11. So I'll leave that with you.
You said it's pipelines?
Okay. Thank you. Enter that into the record.
What's that?
I will enter that in the record. Okay. Any other matters from other department heads? Any new business? Old business?
Over to the public, Sue.
Oh, this is old business.
Yeah, yeah.
Carol Hammond, Park Department. This is Rentary. We submitted a request for street closures for September 2nd for a concert that's going to be held at the Hammond Civic Center. And there was a request by the board for us to appear to answer questions. Thanks.
This was for the street closures to charge for parking. Is that on the street themselves people will be paying to park?
It would be a combination of in the parking lots that we have available, as well as on the public streets within that closure.
Chris, are we able to do that?
Well, I mean, we're contracting out the Civic Center for funds. So we would actually, basically, I just need a separate agreement to contract out the parking lot.
Well, this is more than just the parking lot. I mean, are we able to or allow them to charge for parking on a public street?
We have an agreement with them, and if they're gonna provide insurance, and they're gonna clean it up, and they're gonna, do security, so basically, if somebody
Okay.
calls on their way back to the car after drinking some adult beverages, it's not on us.
Okay.
I suppose we would probably need a separate rental agreement.
So I don't believe we had that when that request was submitted to the board initially.
In the contract that we have between the promoters and the Civic Center, it states that they will be charging for parking. They have insurance for the event. I don't know if that would cover.
So that was not included in the original
Right, we need at least a rider.
request that we received. So can we have that submitted to the law department for review,
The contract?
the contract, to see if that satisfies?
And they might need like a rider, an addendum, and then they're gonna have to clean it up afterwards, they're gonna be in control of the parking lot, they need to clean it up, they need to have people out there making sure that they're secure and safe. Even if it's just a guy walking around with a flashlight.
Hammond Police will be out there, EMA will be out also.
Yeah, but they don't pick up garbage.
Right.
So I'm gonna recommend if you can work with Chris on this a little bit, Sue, get her a copy of the contract that you have currently, see if we need anything added to that. And then, once we have something that satisfies all the requirements for the city, we can submit it back to Board of Works to take up and approve.
Are they gonna put up barricades or something, so it's a designated parking
Don,
area?
Don, can you help with this? We met with Don Kleina and the Hammond Police Department to discuss all of this and how this was going to be done.
Street closings?
Yes.
Yes. As,
There'll be like car barriers set up?
yes, we're gonna close Soul Street from Highland to Carroll, and the only people that are allowed into down Soul, both directions, north and south, coming into the parking lots, will be people coming to the concert itself. We're also gonna barricade off Eaton and Becker at the backside of Civic Center, so they can't come westbound. They have to come either off of off of Carroll or Highland Street. We'll be out there the entire time. We also requested officers in the parking lot with us at all times too, because of the charging for parking.
We've also received permission to use Hammond High's parking lot during the event and Carpenters.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes,
Yeah.
we're using both of those also, yes.
okay,
You got a plan?
This,
Okay.
if you want to look at this, I'll send it to you. Okay. Yeah. Kevin?
Okay.
Okay. But do I need to send it to you? Okay, okay.
okay. So once they get a chance to review the actual contract, we'll take it up for approval again.
Okay.
You won't need to come to that one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other? What? To submit, you want to do a recommendation?
What's that?
Recommendation that we submit to the law department, submit the contract to law department for review for approval.
Okay. I'll recommend that we, once we receive the contract for the concert, that it's submitted to the law department for review, and then we'll pass judgment after that.
Okay, I concur. Any other old business? The meeting's open to the public. Would anyone like to speak? I'll entertain a recommendation to adjourn.
Recommend we adjourn.
I concur. Thank you.